Alright, so today I'm going to be talking about Superman from late 80s to late 90s. My dad and I have been reading it for the past few years. Alright, so I'm going to start out with why they redid everything in that time. They did the Crisis on Infinite Earths, which was a big storyline so that the world ends. They wanted to start everything over for new readers. It starts out with Superman as an egg, and he's escaping from Krypton being exploded. Everything else is the same, except that he's not Superboy or Super Baby. He grows up and then has his powers because he has to soak in the right amount of energy first, and he goes to Metropolis and has adventures. Alright, well, I really like this story because it kind of makes more scientific sense than the original. Later, there is a series where Clark Kent starts going to Metropolis. That's when he first goes to Metropolis, and it's really, really cool to see that. Now, I'm going to talk about something that happened a little bit later. Ready for this? Alright. The death of Superman. My reactions and what I like about it. Okay, so this thing, Doomsday, is like strong and stronger than the Justice League and is big and it can leap and it's just massive. He has these little Wolverine style and it's super cool. Well, it's awesome because it makes for a good story. Superman fights Doomsday. The two are neck and neck, and Superman dies. For real, though. I mean, it's an actual death. He's gone for a long, long time in the comics. When I read this with my dad, it was a lot to take in. I'm like, is he actually dead? At first I thought he wasn't dead, and then there was a funeral, and he wasn't like, hey guys! So I was kind of scared. I'm just like, oh no. And the Kents weren't even allowed to go to the funeral. So that was sad. It was just crazy from there. Then there are these four people who think they're Superman. And I honestly thought that nobody there was Superman. I just like, none of you are Superman because none of you act like him. It was crazy. I won't spoil everything else for you. I really liked this storyline because you didn't know what was going to happen next. I think if you were to read that, you would like it. You'd have to have a little bit more knowledge to it than that. Like you'd have to read maybe the last year of those comics before jumping into the death of Superman because it's kind of complicated. Another thing I want to note on, Superman gets married in this version. He gets married to Lois Lane, and it's awesome because she's a kick-butt crime fighter sometimes, and yet she's also just trying to get the story. And she's actually good at things, and she actually does stuff. The marriage actually took a long time. Yeah, they got engaged, and then a lot happened. Superman died, then came back to life. Anyways, there was a lot of other stuff that happened, and she wanted to call it off, so she left, and then came back, and they got married, and lived happily ever after. Well, not really. Okay, so that brings me to Superman turning electric. Okay, that sounds really weird, but it happened. That's really, really weird and too complicated for me to even understand. And what are his powers again? I haven't really finished it yet. And then there's Superman Red, Superman Blue. Superman and his personality just split in two. So now there's a red Superman with red skin, red hair, red outfit, all that stuff. And there's a blue Superman, the same thing. I kind of like the blue one more because he's more calm. I kind of dislike this storyline. At first, I was kind of excited, like, I know this thing. It's coming, yes! And then it just got complicated and weird. Okay, so that's where I am right now. If you guys want to talk about it with me in the comment section down below, go for it, because I really love this topic. because it's awesome. So if you like it too, just let me know. And to those who want to talk about Marvel, we'll get to there. All right, see you next week.